Hi, I'm Chris. This is Willa Plays. We're doing the Pentagon Challenge. We're in South Africa with the Black Leopards. The season's over. It's now the big summer rebuild. And what was it, 6 players are under contract for next year? Everyone else, shifty, out the door. Well, probably. There might be one player after a contract too. But before we get into all the transfers, we'll have a quick review of the season. And fingers crossed, it's a good summer. So here's our end of season review. The new arrivals. Van Croats got to our player of the season, well, signing of the season. And yeah, we were asked to record a top half finish. We finished 7th, so we did that. It was going to be a lot better, but we fell off towards the end of the season and we started playing lots of the youngsters. We obviously beat Pretoria 9-2, and then we had some other ones there. The sponsorship was down, broadcast revenue down, corporate up, competition up, and matchday commercial up. So fingers crossed we can see some more greens. Hopefully we'll see some more sponsorship and somehow start repairing the club's financial position. So we did make some decent loans. Bamusi, Maku and Simmons all were there as the top players. Lucky Beloyd has since left. Labise is probably one player I want to offer a contract. And yeah, fan player of the season Zondi, young player Nkosi, signing the season Croaks, and we'll see la. And then some club records. And there we have it. Who is that? He's at Mabisi now. A lot of these players not really interested. We'll see next season, or the end of this season, coming up, that hopefully we get a number of players that we're going to sign in this summer into that new Black Leopards overall best 11, and we can say we had a really successful season. But we have to make sure our summer is good, and that's now what we're going to look at. Right, the summer rebuild has started, and we have brought in a few players. So we've got a centre back, 6'4", plenty of potential, on loan, costing us nothing, from Stellenbosch, Capelio Mafalio. We've got Lucky also from Stellenbosch, who can play anywhere across the back 4, so another young player, not costing us a penny. And we've also brought in a left winger, not that great, and he's costing 180 a week. So I've really struggled to find anyone on the left wing, and Cozy, our guy, has joined somebody else. Is stolen from us. So that was a bit of a setback. Right, we've also brought in some other players on full-time contracts. So Shane Sorolina, a left back, who doesn't look too bad at the moment, but we'll see. Riaz Neal, a striker. He can also play either left wing or right wing. Another centre back, this time Kutawano Mwani, a 6'4" centre back, South African. Doesn't look too bad, so building up a bit of strength there. A defensive midfielder in Tuko Sanjay, not the greatest, but it's relatively cheap. Then we signed Reece Johnson on loan from Chippa, not a great one, but he's a left back. Play left wing back, a little bit of right back, so there's a bit of cover there. But he wasn't costing us anything. No, he wasn't. It's one of those where it's a relatively cheap deal. So there, and we've also brought in Rivaldo Crescent, another centre back, 6'1". He was playing at Ubuntu Cape Town, so he doesn't look too bad. So fingers crossed, they're going to be okay. we have a number of other players that we've offered contracts to, and we'll see what we get. There's some loans and all sorts. So 2 goalkeepers and a striker. So if we get any of those, great. So it does mean our finances now are committed at 8,500. So we've still got a couple of grand budget. Fingers crossed we can bring in a left winger at some point. That's the most critical position, I believe. Obviously the goalkeeper's coming in, and then we need some more defensive midfielders. I have offered a number of players, and they seem to have signed for other teams. So, and it's another round of Director of Football suggestions, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so we've hit the 1st of August, and we're 3 weeks away from the start of the season. We've got a potential loan deal coming. This fella, the scouts just found him, so after the loan at the end of the season, £200 a week or so. So we'll see if that comes off. We have brought in a few players, so probably the star of the show is the defensive midfielder, Brooklyn Boggenhole. He was formerly of Supersport. He played 24 times in the South African Premiership last season. They're still in there, so he didn't get relegated. He got 6-7-1 in the league, so he is going to be quite a useful player. We've also brought in Shongwei, a young left winger. We're struggling for left wingers. Nkosi obviously left, and we're just trying to find players to replace him. And then we've brought in Dante Brown. He is formerly of Stellenbosch. He's got some Premiership experience, so hopefully that's going to hold him in good stead. He wasn't particularly good in the Premiership, but we'll just glance over that fact. A lot of it was because he was coming on as a sub, so he didn't have a chance to involve himself too much in the game. But he has got some cup pedigree there, so he's played a number of cup games. So hopefully he'll be alright. They have brought in 1 or 2 others. So we stocked up the goalkeepers. This guy is probably going to be our first choice, maybe. The previous guy broke, he just wanted too much money. So this guy's coming in 425. We also signed a guy on loan, costing us 180 a week. So this guy's a bit taller, younger, and on loan we pick down Spurs, so we're going to have to rotate him a bit. We also brought in a backup striker, although Richards Bay wants him to play, so again we're just going to have to rotate him through. So Ube Said, and I think you met Rivaldo Present, one of the 2 centre backs that I brought in along with Beeson Johnson. Who was the other one? Lawani. So a couple of young centre backs, both look quite decent, both signed on for the season. So it's progressing quite nicely. The bookies have us at 20 to 1, 9. So that's all we need to do, finish in that kind of position. So Milford, who I could have been managing, moved their way up, and Jamo Cosmos, the other team promoted, and the teams that came down were Polokwane and Royal. Is that which is Royal something or other? Where's their actual name? Royal AM, whatever the AM stands for. Who knows? I'm sure I'll find it at some point, but yeah. They're the teams that came down, and TS Galaxy, have they actually done some business? They've done a fair amount of business. They've brought in the youngster there, the youngster there, the youngster there. Any of these old guys? Yeah, well, there we go. So they've done a fair amount of business. My gosh, look at that. They've sold someone for 100,000. Ismaili immediately come in, splash the cash. Wow. That certainly helps you, doesn't it? So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a battle this year, but hopefully we're building a team that's going to be fairly strong, but even Zombie has dropped down the list quite considerably. So, yeah, here I was hoping for promotion, but we'll see. I'm just playing as many friendlies as I can in hope that it boosts team cohesion anyway. We've got 3 more to get through before the first game of the season, so we're probably done. There are bits and pieces that we can do to adjust the finances, but we've got a couple of £100 left in the wage budget, in spending, assuming this guy comes in. And on the squad planner, it does mean we've got pretty much cover everywhere. I'm quite happy with most of it, so we'll see. I'm sure things will change, but for the time being, that's that. So we'll have one final update just before the start of the season to see what the squad looks like. Okay, so the bookies have a new favourite. The Royal AMs are favourites to win the league. We've moved up 1 place to 8 and dropped down to 16-1, so fingers crossed they've seen something. I don't know what, because quite frankly we haven't really brought anyone in, but we had a decent pre-season, won lots of games. Our team cohesion is average, but it's good atmosphere around the club, etc, etc. Transfer wise, we did bring in Koza from the Orlando Pirates, so he's actually quite decent. Excuse me. So yeah, we've now got another option in that defensive midfield role, and this year that is what we're looking to do: play a defensive midfielder, an anchor midfield, and then a flat back 4 with 2 wingers and 2 strikers. So hopefully we can get something from that. That's the general plan at the moment. As you can see, it's been a quick pick, and I've basically put all my loans in and around the squad. So there will be a bit of change here and there. Shongwei on loan, he's quite decent. We've also got a youngster who is also showing immense promise, like Nkosi last year. So I think there'll be a bit of a battle there. So we'll look to get him involved a lot. Zondi is out for a number of weeks, so there's 2 more weeks. So it was quite a long injury he picked up. Another one, Sydney Malavia, is going to miss the start of the season, but to be fair, I think Koza and Hogan Pole will be our 2 starting defensive midfielders. They're certainly the best of the bunch. We'll just then make a little bit of change here and there just to put these players in their best possible positions. And yeah, because Zondi's not around, Neil's having to play there, so Neil was basically brought in to play as a striker. So I'm guessing our squad plan is quite light on him. Our squad planner is completely gone. What's happened to there? I'll have to work that out a bit. We must have somebody else who can play right wing, surely. Oh, the youngster. Yeah. So it might be that we stick him in there and go from there. But all in all, it's been a fairly decent overhaul. Does look like we need to have a left back and get some of these players playing in their best positions, and we'll go from there. Right, the season starts tomorrow. We'll have Maritzburg and Polokwane as our 2 games, and fingers crossed we get off to a decent start. So thanks for watching. Until the next time. Ta-da.